And I've seen a lot. This video is funny because it's shocking, but I've seen way more shocking things in person. Because I played in death metal bands for so long and played in like little hole in the wall places. I've seen guys shit on stage quite a few times. I saw a guy, there was a band called Anal Blast, and they played in Minneapolis, and the singer pulled a tampon out of his asshole and then threw it out to the crowd. And the crowd was like so excited. They were fighting over this tampon. And you remember GG Allin, Howard?
I was just going to say GG Allin. He was wild.
That's the thing. I always say, no, like nobody can be edgy after GG Allin. No matter what somebody does, they're never going to equal. He used to like throw his feces. He'd shit on stage and start throwing his feces at the crowd until they all ran out the door. Like he would chase his own crowds away.
How did he die again? I forget how he died.
Was it an overdose?
Overdose, yeah.
Overdose, yeah. GG.
The funny, and there was a rumor he was going to kill himself on stage when he turned 33, like the same age as Jesus, but he didn't. Right. He didn't make it. He overdosed first.
And didn't he cut himself up a lot too on stage, like an Iggy Pop kind of thing? Or
and it was crazy. I don't know how he didn't get sick because he'd be covered, like he'd have all these cuts and then cover it in feces. It's like, how did he not make himself sick all the time? But he's the edgiest guy ever, I think.
I saw a movie on him once, GG Allin. I'm sure it's online, and man, that dude was
Are you sure
nuts.
He wasn't mental, not edgy?
well, his real name was Jesus. Did you know his real name was Jesus?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Wow. Yeah. You know who directed that documentary you saw, Howard, is Todd Phillips, the guy that did like the Hangover movies. That was That was his like NYU student film, yeah.
Wow.
It's a great documentary called Hated.
I didn't know Todd Phillips did that. We're friends on Facebook. Every once in a while I'll get a DM from Todd Phillips.
I'm sure.
Didn't Todd do who did the Joker movie? Did Todd do that?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, with Joaquin Phoenix. That was such a good movie. That was Todd. Because I was raving about it on the air, and I forgot that I was Facebook friends with him. And all of a sudden, I got the ping, and he was like, "Hey, thanks for mentioning my movie, The Joker. I'm glad you loved it." I was like, "Who didn't love that? It was fucking awesome." I didn't know that.
I bet he's probably got some crazy GG stories because that
Todd
documentary
Phillips.
They were following him around. Yeah.
What's a guy like Todd Phillips working on now? I wonder. After he had that big success with Joker, he's got to be up to something. He's a real creative, that guy.
Let me tell you something, honey. I used to represent GG Allin. Now, that guy put himself on the map. You know what he would do? He would shoot bottle rockets out of his asshole. That's how he started. And then he would shit on stage and throw it at the audience. So you got to get out there, honey, and do something great.
Howard, can I tell you a quick GG Allin story, too? It's about a band that upstaged him one time. When I lived in Missouri, that GG Allin had a concert, and the opening band, the singer started blowing the guitar player, and GG Allin got mad because he was like getting upstaged, and he went from backstage and attacked the two guys. And then drove off with his band and left the show, and he had already gotten paid. And like the whole crowd chased him down the road, like it was a whole thing.
You can't blow the guitar player. That's our thing. Yeah, GG Allin, wouldn't he like do like gay stuff on stage too? He would like fuck a guy in the ass and all that stuff.
All kinds of crazy stuff. I don't know about that, but he did some crazy stuff. Yeah.
This girl's trying to get in on the GG Allin thing, and GG's rolling over in his grave right now. I like that documentary on GG Allin because I got to talk to Todd Phillips about that because like GG, I think, thought he was on his way to being the Beatles with all that shit, and the documentary kind of treats him that way. Like, what an innovator. He was blowing guys on stage, shitting on stage, throwing feces at the audience.
Well, you know what happened to him? Supposedly his brother, when GG was younger, they put acid in like a donut or something and gave it to GG, and it fucked him all up.
Was he a stand-up comedian or like was he funny?
He was
and then he did this shit?
No.
Punk
You should watch
guy.
Watch the
documentaries.
you want to be grossed out, Ralph? Watch the movie, the GG Allin movie.
Hated.
No, that pee was enough grossness for like the rest of my life.
Yeah, I got to tell
what's crazy is his music isn't that bad either. Like his music, some of his songs are kind of catchy.
Gotta be.
Well, this is Richard talking.